Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Brambleberry Cottage. Paul and I are enjoying this gorgeous, gorgeous day.
Yes, beautiful weather. Can't get enough.
Cannot get enough.
Yeah.
It is going to return after some rain tomorrow, going to return into the 50s. And some may reach close to 60, but we are getting as close to 80, I think, as possible today. But yesterday was, I think, in the 80s.
Yesterday was around 80, but here in the nice, cool shade by our pond is actually very pleasant. Very nice.
It's really lovely. So, what are we going to do this week?
Well, we've got a bunch of free perennials from your mom.
We did.
They were doing some cleaning up around their yard. That's what's a wonderful thing about perennials is they grow. You can split them and share them, which has always been great for us. So
yeah,
we re-envisioned our front islands with the 2 trees in the front yard. We're going to tear out the iris and things that are there. They're kind of looking a little ratty.
There's too many of them. And,
too many of them.
Yeah, and they take off like weeds, and they just start replanting themselves. Sometimes we'll have little baby ones. Sometimes there'll be no flowers. They just keep, hello bird, they keep growing, and some are flowering, but there's just so many of them.
Yeah.
They suffocate everything else.
It's kind of looking a little ratty. So
yeah.
we re-envisioned it. We got some beautiful hostas and some Rebecca.
Yeah.
So
and there's different varieties of pastas, and these particular ones that my mother had passed on to us have, they're good for sun, like full sun, which we need because we have gorgeous ones, but they really don't do well in the sun. They're really just meant for shade. So I'm excited about these.
yeah. And we bought a bunch of bulbs also. Job lot was it? I think.
Yeah.
Some tulips and daffodils.
Daffodils, yeah.
So we're going to be planting all those around our front trees this week. Digging out all the hostas. When I say we, I mean you and Jacob.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
But
I'm looking forward to when Paul can help us again. However, it's been really, really nice. I know I've mentioned it before, but I'm actually learning a lot about so many things. The gardening I do know a little bit about, but some things where we're building something or fixing something, it's been kind of nice. And Paul's there for advising, which is great, as I've said before. But anyway, so it is really nice. But I am looking forward to when you can start doing things again. It is nice to have an extra person. Thank goodness for our son, that's for sure. So yeah, we have that. So this whole episode is going to be about like catching up on fall, kind of like a fall refresh, getting ready for this season. So as the weeks go by, we're really into October now. We're into that first week of October, and I can't believe the weather, but normally it would be kind of cooler now, which is great because it's extending our time to get things done in the yard. But we have this like back and forth of like leaves are falling and they're changing colors. Some trees are bare, yet some are still green. And Paul and I were noticing that on the way home. And Paul had mentioned that, and I have to say, it's true. It's very bizarre. We kind of have this mix of 2 different seasons going on. But it's giving us an extension of time to get stuff done that we probably would have had to wait until spring maybe for some of these things. So we're preparing for that. We wanted to get our bulbs in the ground, so I'm glad we're doing that because obviously we want them to come up in the spring, and there's always like a window for that of opportunity. But anyway, so there's that. And what I also want to do is, we've never really done it before. We're going to do a clean with me episode, but I'm not going to go through every single moment in cleaning. I'm going to do our main floor. We have a finished basement, and it's like the exact length of our home, and we will probably tackle that at a different time. I may not even film that, but that's not this week. We just don't have the time. But I'm going to tackle a room every day. And then maybe at the end, whatever's left, I may do a bunch of, like, all the bedrooms or something. But I'm going to be doing some fall cleaning, and at the end of it, I'm going to show some Halloween decor. We have some things from the past. We do plan on going to Dollar Tree this week to see, there's a new one in our area, so we want to see if we could maybe find a few more Halloween things. I'm not sure if we'll have any luck with that, but the hope is that we will.
Yeah.
So So a little decor to end off the whole video. But like Paul said, the start will be the fall refresh outside in the front yard with some plantings around our 2 big pear trees. And
That's the part I'm excited about.
yeah,
I'm
Paul
looking
likes
forward
the
to see that.
landscaping.
I really do.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see in the spring when everything, all the new stuff comes up. I think it's going to be great.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And through the years, it gets bigger and better through the
Right.
years.
Yeah,
and you
definitely.
really, with hostas, you really do have to split them every so often. So
Yeah.
so it's going to keep expanding and give more to the yard, which is great. It's really important if you have a neighbor or a relative that you live nearby to that maybe you want to do a little bartering with plants, or you're just ready to move on and you need to thin them back and you want to give some to some neighbors or family members. And if you have the
Yeah.
opportunity and someone's giving away something that really, you know, is exciting to you, you can get that in return. I'm sorry about the traffic if you can hear it. We're going to enjoy this lovely day either way, and these next few days are going to be gorgeous.
Right.
The one thing I'm looking forward to is getting some outdoor time that's going to make it feel like summer again, which is nice. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather wherever you are coming from, and I hope you like our video this week. Anything you want to say?
Nice.
Almost on cue as we were sitting here talking, a leaf is...
Almost landed in your coffee.
It did.
That's close.
Pretty lovely.
Right.
So join us this video and see what we have in store for
Yeah.
the cleaning, the planting, and a little bit of decorating to end it off with for Halloween. So come and
Okay.
enjoy.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. showing you all my cleaners so you have a sense of what we use. I do buy some cleaners and they last a long time. I like to buy them in concentrated form and you add water. Sometimes I will buy the actual sprays and sometimes I just make them myself. I wanted to share with you my homemade spray. I had bought this spray bottle from Walmart. This is my mattress spray. So what I use in here, it's very important to spray your mattress daily, at least once a week. I like to do it daily, but basically it gets rid of bed bugs, it gets rid of dust mites, it just all that yucky stuff that happens. It refreshes if you're a little sweaty at night. It just refreshes the mattress. So what I do is I basically pull the sheets down. I don't mean off the mattress, but basically the sheets down and the comforter, and I put the pillows up the way we slept on it. I don't flip them or anything yet. And I spray this. And what this is I put about 50 drops of mostly about 35 to 40 drops of peppermint eucalyptus essential oil, which I personally get from Grove. I'm not sponsored by Grove, I just like a lot of their products. But you can buy them from various sources. Just make sure it's a legit essential oil. Make sure it's not a diluted, kind of cheapy form. You want it to be a really good form. And I really like the quality from Grove. Particularly, but there's plenty of them out there. I use about 35 to 40 of those drops, and then the last 10 to 15 drops I will sometimes put in like tea tree oil. That's really good for getting rid of all those mites and whatnot. I put that in the drops with the water. I fill the water almost to the top. I put all the drops in that I just mentioned, and then I put about 1/8 of a cup of rubbing alcohol. I like to have at least 70% rubbing alcohol, if not more. And then I will finish the rest with water, and then I shake it up pretty good. And this is what I spray on my mattress every single morning. I wash my sheets every single week, and I do it usually on a certain day, usually Fridays. On a rare occasion, if there's too much going on, I will wait till Saturday. But almost always, 98% of the time, all of our sheets in the house are done every Friday. If I have guests coming over, I will wash them before they come, and I will wash them after they leave, and they usually stay on the bed. If they've been on the bed for, I don't know, 3 months and we haven't had a visitor or longer, I will usually refresh it anyway, even if there's someone not coming, just to refresh them. But this is something I spray on there in between during the week. So that's that. This I made a long time ago. I'm probably not going to use it anymore just because I would rather have more natural products in the house. But a long time ago, if you wanted to, I'm just going to shake it up a little. If you wanted to, you can take a liquid fabric softener and water it down. And there's other people who will have other things added to it as well. I personally just did it. The fabric softener, I would have like a spring scent. I would fill it usually to like on this small bottle. This bottle is also from Grove. I'm not super keen on the spray bottles from Grove. I have written to them before. They have tried to improve them. They just really, I just don't think that they have great spray bottles. They tend to wear out really fast and they just stop spraying really well. That's why I get mine from Walmart. I'm looking for better ones. I like the look of this. I like the feel of it. I love that it has a rubber bottom. I'm always replacing it, and it just feels to me like a waste of money. So, but I like that they're trying to go glass and they're using concentrated forms. I think by 2025, I thought they had said. I'm not sure when the date was. They're trying to go plastic free. But anyway, on these small bottles from Grove in particular, I will put about from the bottom to maybe a little less than half, maybe about a little over a quarter though, somewhere between maybe a third. I will put of the fabric softener, and then I fill the rest with water. I shake it up, and this refreshes like your furniture, your fabrics of any kind. I probably won't be using that anymore because this mattress spray is great for that too. So you really, really don't need to do that. But that's what I used to use, and on occasion I will use it to be different until I use it up. I just get regular Ajax in bulk for soap. I am looking for a better soap out there, but for now that's what I use. I have been using the Grove dishwasher detergent packs. These are for the dishwasher. They come in these little packets. I personally like to get a generic brand to save money, and I really like the Walmart generic, and Aldi's has a generic that actually does my dishes the best. But I like it because they have the different things like the rinsing agent and whatnot. Even if they have a rinsing agent in it, I have heard, not sure how true that is, but I have heard that you really should use it, you should always put another rinsing agent in there anyway. So I don't do that every time, but every so many loads I'll put a little rinsing agent in the other receptacle that's in the dishwasher. These are a lot of my, I get a ton of these, and I had gotten for this season to have a different smell. But these are from Grove as well, and they're concentrated cleaners. And you put some in a spray bottle, just kind of use your eye, but maybe maybe a quarter of this little bottle. I'll fill the water to about 3/4 of the way on a small spray bottle, like one that I just showed you, something of that size. And I will shake it up and I will use that as a cleaner. I will sometimes place about 1/4 of this into a sink full, like about 3/4 of the sink. I have a good deep sink of hot water, or really hot, really warm water, and I will put a rag in there and I will use that to clean whatever. I sometimes even clean my floors with this because I have a porcelain tile. I'm just organizing down here as I'm getting my cleaners done. I usually carry like little bottle brushes and whatnot, and old toothbrushes and things like that, and things to really kind of clean in things, like in the tiles or whatever. We have a little mini plunger for the sink down here. I will get like a generic cleaning eraser, and those are great to have around for a tough spot. These little scrubbies, Scotch-Brite scrubbies, and also the Brillo pads. I will say these for like our pots and pans. They scrub the best. And then I have this little guy that I put down there, and I got this from Amazon a long time ago. I love this cute little guy, but I spray my plants with them. It kind of mists the plants to keep them hydrated, so you're not dousing it with water all the time. You just hydrate them every now and then. This Paul put down here, but we had gotten years ago this Armor All pack for the car, this glass cleaner. I don't use this on my glass in the house. That's just for the car, folks. And that's about it. I do keep a little bin under there as well, which does need to be cleaned out because I'm cleaning up down here. And I will show you what's in that as well. I like to reuse a lot of things. This actually came with a lunchbox a long time ago, this little plastic bin, but I use it to place, like I have my cooktop cleaner for the stove, and I do this, the stove top. I will do this on a rare occasion, but usually just a scraper will work. I clean my oven a couple times a season. Glycerin on occasion I will use for various things, so I keep my glycerin down in this bin as well. I have a little scrubby from Grove that I use for scrubbing certain hard to reach places. For an oven, I have a self-cleaning oven, so I put it on self-clean regularly. What I don't like to do is do it too often. It can really be like intense with the heat, and also with the smell of it, and sometimes if there's stuff stuck on it, can start a fire. It has been known to do. So what I do on occasion, when I do clean the stove, the oven rather, what I do is I really scrape off the gunked on stuff, and then I put it on self-clean, and it goes for like a good 4.5 hours. I like to do it essentially in the winter because it really heats up the house, or on a mild, cooler day in the summer, like really early in the morning or in the evening when it cools down. But know that it is very, very hot in your house, especially in my house where I have a small home. I don't have great ventilation. So I do that, try to do that more around the holiday seasons when it's cooler. But in between, what I would use is a simple scraper, which you saw me use earlier, and I scrape the door and scrape around it, and I will take a rag and try to get a lot of that stuff, that kind of ash and whatnot, little pieces of food that get stuck on and crumbs, just so it doesn't set fire and it doesn't get smoky, and it doesn't set off the smoke alarm, but also you want to clean it out every so often for your safety. So I usually keep a little bin like this in there where it has, where I showed you I had that. I also have like the plugs to the sink, so when I want to put water in the sink, I can have that. So it's like in a bin, so it just makes it a little easier and more organized. And then also what I keep down there is a recycle bin, which I empty on a regular basis multiple times a day because it's a small enough bin to fit under the sink. So there, it's all organized and cleaned. I try to do that as much as I can. These cabinets, as soon as you start painting them, my grandmother used to say, as soon as you paint them, you're going to be doing them often, especially with white. She was not wrong about that. But I like the painted cabinets. I did not have in my budget to get all brand new white cabinets where they're already that color. I have to paint them, so unfortunately, she's right. I did have to do them often, but it's worth it. They need a refresh every now and then. So I usually end up refreshing my cabinets about, I don't know, every few years, sometimes even sooner. But what I'm doing is regularly, seasonally, every single season, 4 times a year, I clean my cabinets. If anything drips on them, I clean them. I keep it a regular upkeep. love this smell. was a tiring week. This week was really tiring. I say that a lot of weeks, but this particular week was exhausting. There was a lot of physical labor.
Yep.
We did. So this is our fall refresh video. Where basically, it kind of fell upon us where we got these transplants, which was awesome because we didn't think we'd be redoing around our pear trees in the front until spring. So we were able to get a start on that and plant some bulbs, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So because of that, that became part of this week. But we also had planned on a Clean With Me episode. I'm not showing every detail as you'll watch this video because I just thought it would be dull, honestly. So we just showed little excerpts of what we do. But mainly, what I want to talk about in this moment is our cleaners. We are trying to make our planet a better place. We are trying to use less toxic chemicals because I have an autoimmune disease. I have things that I can't breathe in certain things. Honestly, no one should be. So because this isn't some kind of PSA that I'm doing, I'm just saying this is something that's very important to me, something I struggle with myself, and chemicals are very, very toxic. So I don't tend to use bleach, I don't tend to use harsh chemicals. So I just wanted to quickly, while we're here, talk about some of the things that I do. I showed a little bit of that when I was cleaning our kitchen, but let me tell you about certain things. So let's say you want to use a window cleaner. The best thing for that is just water and vinegar, honestly. You can add a little splash of, and what I mean by that is maybe a few drops of dish soap, and it'll help kind of make it a little bit stronger. When I clean my windows, which I do once in the fall and once in the spring, so twice a year, I do a fall cleaning and a spring cleaning. I'm lucky to have my windows go up and pull inward, so I'm able to do the outside and the inside. We do have some windows that are getting older, so we did have to, this year, we had to go outside for a couple of them. I use a good old-fashioned squeegee. It's the best thing in the world. I do have to get a better one. I'm going to be looking for that. But a couple of rags, and I use a solution that I make with my Castile soap, which is a peppermint base. I love the smell of peppermint. I also suffer from migraines, so when someone comes into my home and smells it really strong like a candy cane in here, understand that I probably have a headache coming on. So that really helps. A little tip there, it helps with migraines. But also, it's pleasant. Who doesn't love the smell of a candy cane, right? So I have that peppermint scented Castile soap. I have a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, and I mean just a few drops of it into a big basin or a sink, which I do with hot enough water that you can handle. If it's really hot, you can't handle it, good old-fashioned dish gloves will help, that go up a little far so you don't burn yourself, and a squeegee. And I just basically scrub on one side with the squeegee, I squeegee it out, and then I dry to be sure, voila. Inside the track of our windows, we have an issue where we get a little dirt buildup, and then we have an issue with moisture in our home, which we're always concerned about mold. We always make sure it's properly ventilated in our home, and we take a big, like, scrubby brush, and we get in those tracks with a solution of basically peroxide and water. So basically I do that, and then we take a rag and we wipe it after that, and we basically let the house air out. So do it on a nice day. It doesn't have to be super hot, but you don't want it freezing in here, and you don't want it when it's super sunny. Do it on a slightly overcast day. Towards the end it was kind of sunny out, so I had to work quickly, but you don't want it where it's going to dry right away either, because you'll get a lot of streaks. So you really want a perfect day to do your windows. So we do our windows. Now, when I'm cleaning the bathroom, I do love Mrs. Meyer products, and I do tend to get that through Grove. It's not a commercial, they're not a sponsor, it's just a company that I really respect. They're trying to go plastic free in a few years for good. So I like that they have a lot of concentrate bottles that you can make your own mix. They do have some products that are in plastic, and they're trying to make that better. It's a company I respect. I think the prices are much better than when you go into a store. However, when I'm not using those products, I'll use Castile soap and water, sometimes just a simple solution of vinegar and water. But if you have any questions, leave the questions in the comments section, or comment on something you might use that I might learn from. But these are pretty much it. I do buy a wood cleaner from Grove. I do buy a glass cleaner for my mirrors, and when I'm doing an everyday thing, but my once a year for the windows are always that solution. I also use that same solution for my windows on my cabinets and countertops when I'm doing a deep clean. We had to clean our carpets. I do that on almost regular basis, like probably every couple of months I clean our carpets and our furniture. And when I do that, I usually have a solution for that with peroxide, dish soap, usually an essential oil of some kind, and vinegar. And all of that is, be really careful to look things up when you're about to mix things together, because obviously very harsh chemicals. You know, most of you I'm sure know, don't mix bleach and ammonia together, but there are certain things that you have to be cautious about. That's pretty much it. I spray our mattresses every morning. When I do that, I use a little essential oil in a big water bottle with, I bought it from Walmart, a huge water bottle for $1.12, I believe it was. So great solution. It's a reusable thing with
Spray bottle.
Yep,
Yep.
a spray bottle with water and essential oil. I usually do about 50 drops, and I usually mix in some sort of mostly peppermint and eucalyptus combination essential oil and a little bit of tea tree oil. And that's really great for bed bugs. And I'll add a little bit of rubbing alcohol into it, just about maybe 1/8 of a cup, into this large water bottle. I shake it up and I spray that every morning on our mattresses, on our...
Kind of like a mist, right?
It is
Mist it.
yes. So I do that on that, the dog beds, sometimes the carpets. We have an animal, but also just in general. It's for bed bugs and dust mites and all kinds of yucky things. But I do that. We also wash our sheets every week. Usually Friday's our day. Sometimes if it's busy, we go on to Saturday. And these, I'm just telling you this so you know some of our tips that hopefully will help you. When you're washing sheets or comforters, sheets should be a weekly thing. If you get particularly dirty or sweaty, or you're just thinking, or maybe you're under the weather, I probably would do it every 3 or 4 days, the sheets. For comforters, I do probably every 3 months, usually once a season. So this is very boring to hear all this as I'm talking away, but I'm telling you these things so you know what I use for cleaners. Hopefully it'll help you out. I do not use toxic chemicals in the house. On a rare occasion, especially during the C word, that virus we had going on for a while, I did use Lysol and Clorox wipes or Lysol wipes. I did use that, and use hand sanitizer on occasion when we go places. For that, I will get particular about stuff like that, but otherwise, really, I like natural cleaners. So that's a little bit of tips for you, if that helps. We use regular laundry detergent, although I've been known to use a natural laundry detergent that I've made in the past. There used to be a great formula, and then they changed it. I couldn't find the old one, so I stopped doing that, and now I buy the laundry sheets, which are awesome. Grove sells them, but also Earth Breeze is another one I always like. Those are great because they clean the clothes great, and they're just these, basically it's laundry detergent in a sheet, and you throw that in, it disintegrates, and it's great for the environment. Usually the package it comes in is compostable, and it does a super good clean. So it's less waste. If you can waste less, you'll be a lot healthier, you'll be a lot happier, and it's just, it's really great for that. So that's just a few tips for you. If you would like some more tips or something I might have missed, you have a question about something, please put it in the comments section. We'd love to help you out with that. If we don't know, we'll do our best to direct you to the right source.
Right.
So that's it. So we did a lot of cleaning. Like I said, I didn't show a lot of it because, frankly, I think it's kind of dull. Nobody really wants to see a sped up version of me cleaning my cabinets and stuff. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you do, let me know, and maybe I'll do that next time. But so we did that, and then it was to end with Halloween decorating. With Halloween, I already have my fall decor out. Now that my kids, one has moved out of the house and one is older, I don't tend to decorate with all kinds of gimmicky, whimsical things. I love it to see it in other people's homes. It's just not something it's not one of the holidays I get really into. So you'll see something here and there, and I took some pictures of that so you can see just the little elements, the extra things that we put in. I usually do it in October, and I just keep it up for Halloween. Then I eliminate that. I might move things around for Thanksgiving, and then we go on to Christmas. But that's my tips there. I keep it as basic and simple as I can. I don't like a lot of dust collecting things around the house. So pumpkins are my big thing, the faux pumpkins. You will see all kinds of different pumpkins around the house, different dried florals, things like that. Not too much gimmicky stuff. So that was really it this week. But then when I went out with my mother to a vineyard for her birthday, she had said, hey, would you like these plants? I highly advise you, if you have an opportunity to barter with people, or someone's getting rid of some, or you want to get rid of some, definitely start that exchange. It's just a lot of fun. Lo and behold, my son thought he had a week off, and we asked him to help us with the transplant. So Jake did that all himself. Did you want to talk about that a little bit? If you notice, the lighting changed a little bit. As we were speaking, a new bulb we just bought last week from Amazon for our lighting, unfortunately just flashed off and died out. So when that happens to you, definitely complain to the company, because that shouldn't happen. It was an $18 and some odd cent light bulb that we just literally got last week. Sometimes it happens, folks. You definitely have to get your money back for that. So that was fun. So if you notice a little change in lighting, which Jake's going to try to change in editing, if you do notice it, that's why.
Of course, right as I'm about to talk, transplanting. So that was a lot of steps. We had like the two, I want to say islands, but now they're more peninsulas in our front yard, where we have our really big trees, the mulched area we already saw. We removed the irises there.
Tons of irises.
Took them out and lined them all up. And then we just put them in the hill somewhere, kind of between rocks and stuff, and above rocks. Very casual about it, you know. They're
going to take off anyway, so where they're going to spread.
Exactly. They tend to survive pretty well, like a little hardy. Too well.
Yeah, that's Siberian iris is what they mostly are. They're pretty hardy.
They are.
Yeah. So they're good. They're low maintenance, but you know, we had so many there because of that, and we wanted to change it up a bit. So we did that with both areas. Took from one area and we put them on that side of the yard, and then others I took in a wheelbarrow and swung around and planted them even further down the rocks. We transplanted with some new plants that we got, which
from my mother.
Yep, which I think look real nice.
Me too.
We added some bulbs, and we showed like a little bit of that, but we kind of just put a bunch of them. We made like rings of them.
Around the tree, yeah.
Around the trees. Yeah, hopefully that turns out nice, and that season, like the spring.
Yeah.
So the hope was to get like symmetrical borders around the trees, like an inner, middle, and an outer, and to have it be symmetrical as possible. We are going to finish with more bulbs. We do have to order those, so that's going to be my next thing. But they're tulips and daffodils. I think they're going to look really pretty. And the intention was, so at different times of the year, certain things will die out and other things will pop up, and we'll always have something bordering around the trees. So Jake was, he was a hand with that, because that is not something I want to do again. I've done some of that. I have new respect for everybody who does this, but
a lot of work, yeah.
It is a lot of digging out, and it takes a lot of your energy. Luckily, we have a 20-something-year-old who's just full of energy, thankfully, because it's exhausting. So, yeah, I love the look he just gave me. A lot more energy than your parents do, but it was good. It was good to have somebody to do that part, and it allowed me a chance to continue with fall cleaning. Paul was a hand with, I almost said handful, that's hilarious. A little bit, a handful. Handy! There we go, he's handy, not a handful. Just kidding. It was very handy with certain things, because he was able to, clean certain surfaces, and it wasn't something that I had to do by myself. But so he can stand, folks. He's just moving around here and there, but he just can't stand for 8-9 hours or do heavy, digging or lifting. He has to be very, very careful. So he's still swelling in his foot. So. But he's able to help with certain things, just at certain times and for shorter periods of time, and lightweight things. So he was. So you were actually part of it this week.
I did what I could.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he's been kind of on the management side of things, kind of planning things out. But
Yeah.
unlike other managers I've known, he's actually pretty good at his job. So
He's a
it's
decent
really
boss.
helping a lot. Yeah, really helping out. And as you've expressed, you're actually kind of missing being able to do that.
I am,
work, you know.
actually, yeah.
It's definitely not for any kind of laziness, but
No.
it's mostly us insisting that he, take it easy.
The first couple
for the
weeks
time
I was a little
being.
lazy, but now I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Paul doesn't like to sit still, so who does? I mean,
Me neither. But
no. So, yeah, so it's nice that you're slowly getting back into things, I would imagine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, that was it. It seems like kind of a dull, boring week, but it was great because our house smells and looks fantastic. It's all decorated for Halloween. It's exciting. We didn't anticipate transplanting at this time, but we did, so that was exciting. So that was kind of an afterthought and kind of a thing, extra thing, bonus. So, yeah, so we got that done. I'm very excited about this week because I can relax and enjoy the Halloween season now. I can take a deep breath, fresh of air, fresh
deep
breath of
cleaned.
air. Everything's deep cleaned, it smells great, it looks all shiny and super clean. I'm very excited about that, and now I can enjoy this season. It's hard to do until you do your cleaning. I'm a little behind this year. Had a lot on our plate. So now it was nice to finally do our fall cleaning. And frankly, I was putting it off because this week we had 80-degree weather. What was that all
That's
about?
some nice weather.
So it's
Nice.
hard to get into the fall mood and do like cleaning when it's 80 degrees out. So
yeah, I think it's a thing where the seasons are kind of shifting
yeah,
a bit.
Feels like
I think
This-
so too.
It's apparently a milder summer
Hmm.
this summer.
yeah.
The heat still really gets to me. I have like heat-induced asthma or something.
Yeah.
But it's kind of getting worse. I think it's like this is actually summer.
Yes, it's getting harder to breathe and harder to do. It's just really hard. We live in New England, so it does tend to be cooler than most people. So most people are probably rolling their eyes at us saying that right now. But when it gets hot here, it's very humid and it's intense.
Mhm.
So we love it here, we do. But there are moments where it's like, whoo, it's a lot. Jake's right. It is getting a little bit tougher in the fall now. It's lingering on a little further, but it's okay. We're going with it. The ACs just stay in a little bit longer. We had a much rainier year too for spring and summer, mostly summer.
And fall, yeah.
And
it's
now
just been
into
raining.
fall, yeah, we're gonna have a few days of the rain now. We're actually filming this now for Jake to edit it. We're doing this on a Friday. This closing right now, and for this evening I believe into Sunday morning, we're supposed to have kind of rain and thunderstorms, and we're
Yeah.
thinking, really? I want to roll my eyes like again more rain. I think we've had fungus and mold so gardening has been a real challenge for us. But yeah, as intense as it was and very strange that it was, and it did affect like our apples, a lot of our crops, so that was kind of a bummer. But that's okay. Next year will be different. Maybe we'll have a drier season and we'll be thinking, oh, we wish we had some of that rain. Go with the flow. So that's it. That's our week this week. We hope you enjoyed it. If you like this type of video, please like it. Thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up.
And subscribe.
Drop some comments in there. We love the interaction.
We do.
We try to experiment with things a little bit. Like we have a general direction for our channel, but we're trying a lot of different kinds of videos. Really, we want to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of videos do you want to see? And even how we present it. Don't be afraid to be like, this is going on a little long or something, or not too crazy about the lighting here or something. We're all trying to improve, but
Yeah.
enjoying the process. So let us know how you're feeling, or just anything you want to say. We're here to listen.
Let us know where you're watching from too, because we love that. We love to see who we're reaching. Let us know. We have a viewer from Australia, a couple viewers from Australia. We have from the UK. We have them from all over, and that's really exciting. So let us know, because that makes us happy that we're reaching different people, and we hope you're enjoying the content. And we're very, very grateful to have you along. For any new subscribers, hi and welcome. Welcome to Brambleberry Cottage.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.